Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're covering how to make dark vocals. To get the most from your music, watch the entirety of each chapter for a complete understanding of the topic. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. The simplest way to make dark vocals. The 8 tips I'm going to show in this video are in no particular order, so feel free to implement them into your chain in any way that you see fit. The simplest and easiest way to make your vocals sound darker is to use a high shelf filter and dip 4 kHz and up by about 3 dB. Just about any equalizer is capable of doing this, so this is the most accessible way to quickly darken your vocals. Use a little more or a little less of this cut depending on how dark you want them to sound and depending on the vocal recording. Let's take a listen.
Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, bien. Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
Low tape speed and degradation. By using a tape emulation plugin and lowering the speed to 7.5 inches per second or 3.75 inches per second, we can achieve a darker sounding vocal. Additionally, a little tape degradation will attenuate some of the vocal's high frequency detail, which helps make the vocals sound a little lo-fi and dark. I'm using the free Child Tape Model plugin, so try this out for yourself. Let's take a listen.
Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien. Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
If you're enjoying the video, consider hitting the like button. It really helps us bring you more videos. Dark Valhalla Reverb. Supermassive is a great free reverb plugin with which you can make your vocals sound dark by isolating reflections to the low mids. If you want to copy this effect, I'm using the Capricorn mode with 45% feedback, 100% density, and I'm isolating the reverb between 10 and about 2 kHz. I'll blend the effect in and select a note that works well with the song. Let's take a listen.
Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien. Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
Aggressive de-esser. With the de-esser, I'm going to attenuate my vocal sibilance by about 6 dB. I'll use the shelf mode and split audio so that only the high frequency band is being attenuated. This way, whenever sibilance is present in the vocal, it'll be reduced, making the vocal sound darker. This is an easy way to create dark vocals that occur dynamically, as opposed to an EQ shelf, which would be constantly attenuated. Let's take a listen.
Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien. Y chica ven, suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
Only a small percentage of people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Dynamic microphone emulation. Although these types of plugins aren't super common, emulating a dynamic microphone will add a darker tonality to your vocal. I'll set my source as a Neumann U87 and emulate a Sennheiser 441. Then, I'll increase the input a little and increase the proximity effect. In short, what this plugin is doing is boosting my lows, attenuating my highs, compressing the vocal slightly, and introducing some mild distortion, all of which will make the vocal sound darker. Let's take a listen.
Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien. Y chica ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
Pitch shift and blend. Using Logic Pro's stock pitch shifter plugin, I'll reduce the vocal pitch by 12 semitones and then blend the detuned vocal in with the original. I'll turn on latency compensation as well as manually adjust the timing until the detuned vocal sounds flush with the original. The detuned vocal will be 1 full octave lower than the vocal, in turn increasing low frequencies and making the vocal sound darker. This effect is also stylistic, so you have the option to be more aggressive with it for a creative effect. Let's take a listen.
Y chica, ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien. Y chica, ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
Parallel, upward compress mids. For this trick, I'll create a bus and send my vocal to an auxiliary track. Then I'll use a linear phase EQ to isolate just the mid and low frequencies of the vocal. Next, I'll add the Waves plugin MV2 to create upward compression, making these mids and lows more prominent. Lastly, I'll blend this auxiliary track in with my original to create a balance between the clear original and this darker parallel signal. Let's take a listen.
Y chica, ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien. Y chica, ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
Parallel, saturate mids. If you don't have the MV2 or a low-level compressor, a saturator will work just as well. I'll keep all of the settings the same with the parallel send and linear phase EQ, but this time I'll use Softube's free saturation knob to distort the parallel signal. I'll push the saturation right before the point of noticeable distortion and then blend this track in with the original signal just like before. Let's take a listen.
Y chica, ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien. Y chica, ven, que vamos bien. Suelta el DM, vamos a estar bien.
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.